welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Tiffany.
Today's theme is Warriors. This is a comic book show where we take 3 comic books and unite them under some kind of theme and then rate them and decide which one's the good, the bad, or the ugly, if applicable. Obviously, we picked Warriors in comics. Very excited about this one. Let's jump into it. Why don't Ben and Ethan talk about the New Warriors? We have New Warriors number 18.
Fabian Nicieza.
And Mark Bagley.
Bagley.
Oh.
This is, I think, Ben's favorite New Warrior.
Yeah.
You were a Night Thrasher fan, if I remember correctly.
Really?
I like the fact that he rode a skateboard.
He likes the fact that he thrashes
He rides a
in the
skateboard?
evening. So
He doesn't ride a
where's the
skateboard in this
people
book.
No, but when I had my Marvel superhero trading cards,
He was on a
was on
skateboard. All right.
You've got Night Thrasher chasing a guy named Cord. Night Thrasher whips a rope around him, some sort of ninja weapon, picks him up by his throat, and is like, look, I'm going to find out the truth, and when I do, I'm going to end you.
I'm gonna let you go for now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to know I'm onto you.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is always
Just
what you want to do.
Just a
Yes.
burst of action to
Good
kick
plan.
this
It's not
book
a fair
off.
fight otherwise.
Yeah.
It's a good plan.
Not what ninjas do, though. They
Right?
just kill. Right
Notice
away.
it's also nighttime.
Yes.
And
that's,
thrash.
that's his hour.
Yes. Like,
Then we cut to Huntington, Long Island, outside the Cheetah Club.
ooh.
And
Wow.
Marvel Boy and Nova,
Yes.
or Young Nova. What is
It's
his
Nova.
name?
They call him Kid Nova sometimes.
Kid Nova, yes. Kid Nova.
He's the only Nova.
Kid Nova?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are not teenagers. These are like teenagers in a show who are played by 28-year-olds.
Yes.
Starring
They're-
Jason Priestley.
They are
35.
drawn in their mid-30s. They are supposed to be under 21. Because they have a conversation about how, we can't go in there.
They have that whole conversation, yeah.
And
fake ID.
Kid Nova has the fake ID.
Yes.
And gives
Vance
it
is
to...
like, what?
Yeah, they have to go into this go-go bar for unknown reasons. He won't explain.
I mean,
No.
you don't really need a reason, I guess.
No.
It's like
Maybe it's for the wings.
probably for
It
the
could
Right.
be. But Dick Ryder has to go to the go-go bar.
That's his name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Nova's name.
Oh.
They call him Rich in this.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but right here he's Dick Ryder.
Yeah, that's right. That's his go-go name.
He's hoping one of the
Because it's
dancers
ladies' night.
will also be a Dick Ryder.
I think that's their plan, yeah.
So they go in, and on the stage is Pretty Persuasions. And it just so happens that she is the person they are there to see. Marvel Boy recognizes, yes, she's part of the Psionics crew. And
They fought them, I guess, in a previous issue.
yeah, it was
Like
issue number
2
16.
Yeah, like 2 issues ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when villains get defeated. They have to fall back on, day jobs.
I guess she
night
normally
jobs.
does this.
Yeah, this is
he
her
says
day
she
job.
went right back to work on the local club circuit after our big fight with Tarax.
On the local
Tarax is
club
a,
circuit,
Yeah.
is that I don't
And they
understand.
traveled?
Yeah, maybe you go
She
around
does.
from
I guess
bar
so,
to
yeah.
bar. You don't want to be in the same bar. You're like a musical act.
Yeah.
I want to say that's not how that works.
Right?
But
I don't want to look like a go-go bar
Yeah.
connoisseur, so I'm going to say I don't know.
I really don't.
But they fought Tarax, former Herald of Galactus. We have the issue of that.
Oh.
So if you want to see another issue,
I can
we
look
talk
up
about
this
that.
reference.
Yeah. And go to the archives and check it out.
She recognizes them. He's like, "Oh, hello there. I didn't know you were such a big fan." And
Hint, hint.
yes, and
Such a Dick Ryder.
I love that Marvel Boy puts his helmet on.
Well, because he doesn't want his identity revealed.
yeah, he's trying to protect his identity.
And Rich is
Nova
not
Nova
a
has
helmet,
he
no.
doesn't care. Yeah.
Why not?
So and then he just tells her watch it or we'll beat the shit out of you.
Yes!
Yeah.
And it's like,
I thought he was there to hit on her.
yeah, no. He
he
just wanted to
is.
go
He's-
there and
no.
tell her what's what.
He's like, but what if she's into this?
yeah.
I mean,
No.
I could get both things.
It's utterly pointless.
Yeah.
Serves no purpose in the story.
No,
I
well,
do not understand
it
why
does.
this
It's
happens.
part of a coordination effort by the New Warriors. Everyone in the team is supposedly going to a different member of the other team that they know the identities of.
They're checking in on
To
them.
check in on them and give them a reminder that they'll kick their butts.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't step off.
Yeah, like the Avengers
The
never
right
go to
trail.
the vault
I
and
feel
tell the
like-
wrecking crew, hey, stay out of line.
I feel like she should be like, I'm working in a go-go bar.
It's not like things are going well for me right now.
I assume the point of this was just to draw someone in sexy underwear.
I mean, you just
Yes.
nailed it.
Yes, that was it. 100%.
That's why we don't see the other visit.
And then they say like, well, it's time to go to the meeting. I'll
right.
race you.
They're having a meeting.
Yes. Because
Okay.
what's the plot of this book?
Well, hang on. The meeting got changed around.
That's the whole thing. Is that this book is
Yeah.
all about going to the meeting.
But the meeting
New
was
Warriors
canceled.
But was it?
But then it got rescheduled.
Oh, but not everyone knows that.
That's right.
I live in a comic book, apparently.
Yeah, you do. Your
Yeah.
meetings are similar. But that's literally the whole book is going to or canceling and
Talking
rescheduling.
about the meeting, getting ready for the meeting,
Going to the
discussing
meeting.
whether the meeting's happening, and then going to the meeting.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the meeting is just all
It's
of
just
them being in
it's just
the
the
same
New
place.
Warriors getting together to I guess, compare
Meet?
notes on how their threatening of people went. Like I talked to whatever her name was, and I think she got the message.
Right.
Pretty persuasion.
Pretty persuasions. I was pretty persuasive with her, let me tell you. And she won't be committing any crimes anytime soon.
then they all applaud.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least they do in Nova's little fantasy
This is
of
what
how
I
the
assume
conversation's
the
going to
New
go.
Warriors do at their meetings.
So now we're just back in Manhattan, and you've got Night Thrasher crying in a warehouse. And Silhouette comes in and
usually
goes, "Are you
happens.
crying? You're part of the New Warriors.
This
We
is
don't
not a good
do
look
that."
for you.
So yeah, he reveals that like I just found out some information about the Taylor Foundation and that my whole life might be a lie. I don't know what the Taylor Foundation is.
We
I
don't
assume
really
that's
know
what
Night Thrasher's
created
life.
him.
I don't know what the lies are. I don't know what he's basing
Well,
this off
they
of.
they do tell you some later on.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. But his backstory we don't know.
No.
So
I mean,
I
I'm
assume he
sure-
was like an initiative of that organization, the Taylor Foundation. Cord is tied in somehow.
Yep.
The guy he was chasing.
Yeah.
He's like the team leader, right? Like he's like their like
got the impression that-
liaison.
Yeah.
He's their Bosley.
You're right.
Oh.
Through the Taylor Foundation. But it turns
Okay.
out the whole thing is rotten.
Yeah. Rotten to the core. So then we cut to Cord. He's tapping away at a computer in a limo, so you know he's rich because he's hooked in
limo.
even in the limo.
Yeah.
And he's sending a message out that the meeting is on at the factory ASAP. And then he runs into Namorita and Firestar.
Who were they visiting?
They were visiting someone in the hospital.
Dude, it's not important.
No, it is. I think it's Mathmaniac.
I guess that was their
Which
villain.
I love that we don't meet him because I'm like, what is your power?
Yeah.
What do you
and
do?
what do you look like?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is this? No, we see the sexy lady. I want to see the Mathmaniac.
He's wearing protractors.
Right.
That sucks.
He throws them.
That's sharp.
Yeah.
Protractors and slide rules.
He's everyone's like least liked villain.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's the Mathmaniac.
He's
Check
also
your
really good
work.
at pool.
I guess he's also a member of the Psionics or
I would
whatever they were
assume.
called.
I'm not exactly
Scientific
the world's biggest New Warriors fan, so I really
So you
couldn't
really
tell.
have no idea. So yeah, Cord chats up the ladies in the limo. He lets them know that Thrasher, Dwayne, might be a problem. And you're like, oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What's happening here?
He's getting people on his side.
Yeah.
He's stacking
No
them
time
up.
for that. We got to go to Springdale,
Hey.
Connecticut.
I know that we're all friends here, but you
we
heard
know
that
each
I
other
cheated on my
personally.
girlfriend, and I just want you to know that like you got to be my friends.
Right. He's...
It's a whole whatever she told you.
Yeah.
It is like
Once
that,
she
yeah.
my
gets
side of
to
the
the
story.
meeting, don't believe anything she says, even if she has a mutual friend of ours as a corroborating witness
And evidence.
that proves that you are actually that I am actually a scumbag. Make sure.
And of
Yeah.
course, Namorita and Starfire,
Firestar.
Firestar.
Starfire's DC.
That's yeah. It's not that.
Firestar is of course we will back you,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, yeah. They're not all in, but they do believe him.
Yes.
So we get Speedball jumping out the window.
Because Mark
going to
Bagley
meeting.
wanted to draw Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a Spider-Man pose.
And Speedball was seeing nobody.
Yeah, he wasn't doing anything.
He wasn't invited.
He was just at home.
He would screw it up.
He would.
Yeah, I guess he's.
The next thing he would do is blow up a schoolyard full of children.
Good job.
We're not
Speedball.
there yet.
No, we're 10 years behind.
So I guess he's gonna run there.
He's gonna bounce there.
Oh, he's gonna
Yeah,
bounce
Speedball.
there because with the Speedball powers.
Yeah.
Whatever they may be.
Back to Manhattan, we got Thrasher and what's her
Silhouette.
name? Silhouette chatting some more, and we get the information. We find out why.
Why is Thrasher crying?
Why is Thrasher crying? He's been looking into the Taylor Foundation, and he's finding all these shady deals. He's found 75 questionable dealings.
That's a lot. Not 10
No,
or 4.
no. It's not like you can explain it away. Like, this is
No.
a pattern of behavior. Companies like Stain and Justin Hammer.
Yeah, both Iron Man villains, both megalomaniacal captains of industry.
There you go. So that's worrisome.
Yeah, the villain of Iron Man 1 and villain of Iron Man 2.
Yes.
They're both involved in this.
He refers to it as a worldwide money laundering outfit. Drug lords, corrupt politicians.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Taylor Foundation
And
is
so
behind
on.
And so
all
on.
of it.
It's,
Yeah.
And
They're like the funneling, like they're the intermediary, like they're the middleman for all these. Like,
Yes.
We put it through this shell corporation called the Taylor Foundation, which also, I guess, is subsidizing the new war.
apparently,
Well, to really obfuscate whether or not they're.
at least Thrasher, he mentions that everything he believed was a lie. So I guess,
No, even his.
like his whole life or
his
whatever.
origins.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Whatever they may be, because I don't own the trading card.
Right. I just noticed he has the skateboard strapped to his back.
All I know is that his fighting level was like a 4.
That's not great.
That's...
I mean, it's better than mine.
Out of 7?
Yeah. That's still pretty good. That's a little below average.
Yeah, well, I'm a 1 or like a
Right.
0.3, so
I'm a
it's
0.
impressive to me.
On the scale, I'm a 0.
Yeah. And he said he confronted Cord, and Cord denied knowledge. So I guess that was the beginning of the book.
Yep.
And he says he chased him to a building. It looked like he was trying to get into that building.
Yep.
But he couldn't get in.
Yeah, he thought he was running randomly from street to street, but apparently Cord was going for that specific building.
Yes.
Then he researches that building.
Yeah. So he's like, so we got to check it out.
Yeah.
So he and Silhouette go to the building, and he's like, it's locked. It's going to take me a couple minutes to pick it. And she just goes inside because she has powers.
Yeah, her power is that she can blend into shadows.
Yeah.
Like physically become a shadow.
Right, and then go
come
under
out another
doors.
shadow. Basically,
Yeah.
she can like, almost practically create
could teleport.
portals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But only when they're
Oh, so
shadows.
then
Only-
she should be teamed up with the Night Thrasher.
Because he only
Yes.
operates at night. There's only
Yeah.
shadows then. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of shadows around. So
And right now he's throwing a lot of shade on Cord.
It's really reaching, but I love reaching.
I appreciate the effort. Yeah.
I don't.
He's like, wait, there's a secret compartment in the floor that I'm picking up with like heat sensor vision.
Yeah.
And Silhouette goes down there because she blends with the shadows, and it's like an arms cache.
Yeah.
Like there
Yeah.
are weapons everywhere.
Guns and stuff.
Yep.
Yep. And then an old guy,
And then
Santa
Santa
Claus.
Claus, yeah.
yeah, with a gigantic white beard, comes out and shoots Thrasher
Point blank.
point blank in the head, but he's okay because of his armor.
Yep. Body armor.
And they dispatch him easily, but they foolishly let him get a crowbar.
Where
So
he hits Thrasher again.
he hits Thrasher again really hard in
In
the
the
neck, but
He's
bullets
still
didn't
fine.
work before, so a
crowbar
crowbar.
should be even less effective.
Right.
But is actually doubly effective.
Well,
And
he
Silhouette
gets knocked
just
over either way.
Stands there and yells at them the whole time.
Yes.
How exactly her shadow power is going to help?
Yeah, they're not.
I don't know.
She also has crutches, so I
Yeah.
guess she can't really punch.
Yeah.
no.
Well, she's got sticks on her arms. Just smack him with
She
one.
can punch, but like, yeah, she needs to be supporting her legs.
Right. So they're trying to get him to tell like what is going on here.
Yeah, what's up with this place?
Like,
And what's up with the Taylor Foundation?
yes, you must be connected to the Taylor Foundation because I followed Cord here. So what is it?
And what am I getting for Christmas?
Yeah. Most importantly.
You're both getting a can of whoop ass.
And so they threaten to kill him, or well, they hold a gun to his head. So I'd say
Yeah.
they're threatening to
That's
kill
a
him.
threat.
That's a threaten. Yeah.
And he asks who is fronting the money for this operation, and the guy says Cord. So I guess that's his proof.
Yep.
A criminal
Eyewitness.
said that Cord was a bad guy, so he must be. So now the meeting's finally happening. All the colorful characters and the new warriors are gathering, and of course Cord is already there. And
He's holding a big gun.
he's holding a big gun because he's getting ready because like we got to fight
Night
Thrasher
Thrasher.
because Thrasher's the bad guy. He's
And they even know that Silhouette is with him. And he's like,
Yes.
I almost blew you away. I thought you were Silhouette and Thrasher.
I am going to shoot them
Yeah. And they're like,
on
whoa.
sight when they get here.
Yeah.
Just look at my neck. He's throwing me up.
He doesn't explain at all. He just says he tried to kill me. Something must have gotten to him. And then they reference, oh, you mean like I was controlled by the Puppet Master? I mean Marvel
Marvel Boy?
Boy?
Yeah, and he's like, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
If that convinces
Yes,
you to
exactly.
work with me.
Yes.
Exactly.
That, whew.
Yes, that exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what I was
Just like
talking
the Puppet
about.
Master in that Fantastic Four comic.
Yeah. So they show up, Thrasher and Silhouette. I guess they found out about the meeting late. He's like, I
Yeah.
thought the meeting was called off.
And then they're like, but we got the message
I
Right.
think they were just going there.
to confront Cord.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah.
And so they're like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Yep.
Everyone's here?
Yeah,
That's
what?
why he called the meeting. He needed people there to help him fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Cord
Thrasher.
is just a regular guy and
Yeah.
totally useless against a fight.
Right. So yeah, they didn't know that the meeting had been called on. They weren't expecting anyone to be there except Cord.
Yeah.
And then Nova Boy, or Kid Nova, whatever his friggin' name is, picks up their
Little
car.
Nova.
He confronts them by picking up the car.
Yeah.
Which they eject from
Yep.
Using their ejector seats.
using the ejector seats in their sweet car.
Yep.
And then they're like, all right, Cord said we got to fight you because you're the bad guys.
And then everyone comes out and just confronts them instead of fighting.
Yeah, well, they say, like, you got to tell us what's going
Yeah.
on. We're going to take you down.
Yep. So that we
And-
can talk to you rationally.
Yeah. Speedball says very politely,
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to hurt you, but I do think that you're under the control of
Somebody.
the Puppet Master or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Cord's like, no, just kill them, and tries to shoot them.
No, you can't let them explain themselves reasonably. Blah, blah, blah.
That would ruin my whole plan.
And they're like, oh.
And Marvel Boy's like, are you out of your mind? And he blows up Cord's gun. So it failed immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone's like, I thought we were gonna talk to them.
Yeah.
Like, confront them and talk to them. You just fired.
Yeah, Cord's only advantage is that he's dealing with children.
Yes.
And that doesn't even
And
help him.
that
Even
works
that
for
failed.
about
So-
5 seconds.
So the second he fires, they're all like, oh, you're the bad guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then Silhouette busts out some proof.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. It's
She-
names, addresses, dates. It's all there.
Oh, well, she's got papers. Cord, where are your papers
what are-
to explain
yeah.
the problem?
Let's hear your counter.
Why they're bad guys.
Counter?
Does this 20 buy me anything?
Yeah, they say checks signed off on by Cord since 1982. Is this true?
What's Cord's out?
And he's just like, sweating bullets. He's like, no,
He just says they're lying.
they're lying.
Oh, it's no.
He just immediately, like, Thrasher's like, oh yeah, he's lying.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, no, please, she'll,
Oh,
I can't. So he just unravels immediately
Yeah.
and implies that somebody is
Else.
gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
Or someone will get hurt.
Yeah.
We don't know.
And nobody knows
Firestar.
because no one reads New Warriors.
Right. And the girls, of course, are like, what's going on, Cord? Just tell us the truth.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of? We'll help you. And he's just like, no. And he's like crying. And then he puts a gun to his head. And Speedball's like, no, wait.
And Marvel Boy, who has the power of telekinesis, I believe,
Yeah, who blew up his gun a second ago.
Yep.
and doesn't blow up this gun or move the gun away from his head.
Yeah. Well, he was so shocked.
Yeah.
Well, he can only use it once per encounter.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Yeah, he
we're
said it
running
cooled down.
D&D version 4 rules. That's
yeah.
great.
Sorry.
So yeah, he shoots himself.
And then Marvel Boy jumps in.
Yes. Marvel Boy.
Oh no!
Marvel was like,
Wait, I had another charge.
I'll push his brains back into his skull.
He's
Literally,
like,
that's what he
he's
does.
like
Yeah,
Imhotep.
he's keeping him from bleeding out.
No.
Yep.
Being like, all right, well, while I keep him from bleeding out, Nova, fly us to the hospital.
Wait, I mean, he shot himself in the head?
Yes.
Yeah. But maybe
No,
he
I'm sure it'll be
missed-
fine.
His brain's all messed up. They say they take him to the hospital, and he has severe trauma
Yep.
to the brain.
Right.
Yeah, because he shot it.
Via a bullet.
But he didn't bleed to death,
So that's a
so
plus.
maybe he'll only be brain dead.
Hey.
Our heroes.
Unfortunately, that's where all the information is kept that he might be able to share with us.
So now they're gonna have to like backtrack through logs at the Taylor Foundation that Thrasher
Ah,
uncovered.
crap.
But don't worry, he has a lead. To Gideon.
A villain from X-Force?
Yes.
Somewhere else.
We're
Yeah.
gonna do a tie-in to X-Force.
Why not?
It's,
That book's selling like crazy.
and we're going to Vail, Colorado.
Woo! Road
globe-hopping
trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, we're going to the ski resort?
Yeah, everyone hop on my skateboard.
I'm gonna trade it for a sweet
Who
snowboard.
lives in Vail? What is he, an instructor?
I think he's just a big shot.
Yeah.
And
He's just a rich guy.
Yeah.
Gideon is a mess of a character.
He's got a big-ass ponytail.
Yeah, he looks baller when Rob Liefeld's drawing him.
Yeah, and he's got this weird, like, old man hair down right around his ears that also hangs back.
If you read X-Men, you'd know who Gideon was. You'd have his action figure.
I have heard of Gideon, but I don't
I've
remember
heard of
anything
Lil
about him.
Gideon.
Guy Gardner Warrior. Number 18 is written by Chuck Dixon with art by Mitch Bird.
Go
What are you
for it.
talking about? is a fallout from Emerald Twilight
Yeah.
or Dawn. I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah,
It's the
they
one...
reference Green Lantern 49 and 50 as
Yeah.
like having just happened.
Oh no, it's when Hal Jordan becomes paralyzed.
Yeah.
Can you like fill something in for me? Did
Yeah.
we read another book where a Green Lantern took on a different?
We just the last episode we
Character?
did. Oh,
Like with a bunch of guns, or am I thinking of someone totally different?
No, there's someone who has, he can make guns out of his body.
Yeah, Warrior
That's
can make
Warrior.
guns.
Oh, that's okay.
But
No. I mean, a totally different book where like a character loses their powers and then they like take on a new persona using guns.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, Guy
yes.
Gardner did that.
Thank you. I'm like, didn't.
This is the second.
This is the second time he's
or is
done
this the
that.
first time he does that? And the other one
No, because remember Guy Gardner Reborn? The
Yeah.
back issues we did?
Yes.
When he did that?
That's
Yes.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. It was.
So
I was
this
like,
happens a lot to Guy Gardner.
At least twice.
this is like Guy Gardner's like go-to move.
yes.
The unworthiest Green Lantern ever.
So Guy Gardner is chilling with General Glory, who is this obvious Captain America ripoff. that everyone likes.
What?
And his Sinestro ring is on the fritz.
Oh no.
And that's the only thing that makes him special. And suddenly, the Sinestro ring reveals to him everything that happened in the Green Lantern books up until now, which is Hal Jordan's treachery and subsequent becoming of Parallax. This has no further bearing on the story, but it does indicate that Guy Gardner's Sinestro ring is on the fritz.
Right.
And it's not working properly, and he's having a hard time.
But apparently it does have all the knowledge, and we'll share that with him.
Yeah, somehow it connects to the Green Lantern story,
Right.
in which,
Are we to believe that this is the reason the happenings in Green Lantern are why it's on the fritz?
It could be, like, maybe the fact that all the Green Lanterns are destroyed, there are no more Green Lanterns anywhere, like Oa's power battery's tapped. It could be, except that the ring is made in an alternate reality from the antimatter universe by the Quarians, and has absolutely no bearing on the Green Lanterns whatsoever.
Which is weird, because he does say he charges it off of a Green Lantern when he gets some spare time.
Right, and maybe he just uses it as a power
Well, it's
source.
compatible
but, like,
with the-
Yeah, it must be.
Maybe he was getting residual power from.
Well-
Maybe the Yellow Lantern source of power was tapped out long ago, and
Yeah.
all the power he's gotten from it has been
It's
like
from Green Lanterns.
from Green Lanterns,
It
and
could
now
very
their
well
power's
be.
all gone.
Anywho.
But he's been he's been relegated to being simply Guy Gardner yet again, like he did in that one story we did on Back Issues.
Right.
He also fought another very complicated-looking character named Militia, who is throughout the entire rest of this issue will throw a temper tantrum about how he was beaten by Guy Gardner, which I think I would as well.
Right?
Who wouldn't?
Because he looks
That's just
awesome and he's got
embarrassing.
many colors, but he's complaining to his clandestine organization that funds him and powers his suit.
Gives him everything that he is.
Yeah, he's shitting where he eats.
Yep.
Constantly.
He just lost.
He just lost,
And-
he breaks everything and demeans everyone around him.
To be fair, the reason he loses is
Is
because
because his
he went
suit-
into a tunnel and
He
it.
couldn't radio communicate the power to his suit.
Yeah, he's
Either
powered
it's solar
remotely.
powered or it's powered.
So
No,
like
they
while I don't
transmit
agree
power
with his
to him.
while I don't agree with his temper tantrum,
he is
that
justified.
is totally flawed.
Yeah, no, he is justified.
I mean,
in
The question
his
is, did they
review.
tell him that would happen?
No, they did not.
Then
No.
that is their fault then.
Yeah.
Well,
but
they
they're
didn't
like,
expect him to go fight in a tunnel.
Well, you were
what are you
supposed to
doing
go
in
in a tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like, shut up. And so
Right.
they turn him off, and a beautiful woman who's a member of the organization is like, giving him a hard time,
Yeah.
and just like gloating over him while he's like powerless
Calls him a child.
because his suit must weigh 1,000 pounds, and he's just a guy in it. So when they turn off the power, he's just stuck in a metal coffin.
Yep.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So
It's
then
awesome.
Guy Gardner, and these guys are made for each other, by the way. Militia and Guy Gardner. Because
Yes.
all
Yeah.
they do is
Is
bully
whine.
the people around them into doing things they want that give them no benefit whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
So Guy Gardner is not to be outdone. He goes to Ted Kord Blue Beetle and he's like, my ring's not working. Make me a super suit. I'd like to be strong. I'd like to be fast. And if I could fly, that'd be dope. And he's like, okie dokie. And I assume...
why?
I assume so he'll go away. But he basically acquiesces to his offer.
Guy Gardner is powerless at the moment. You're Blue Beetle.
I could just knock you that hell out.
Yeah. Yep.
As Batman indicated back in JLI. So, but essentially, Blue Beetle does help him out. And
Yeah, and he wants it like in a day.
he does it in a day.
Yeah.
Well, because he does it now. He wants it now. That being said, Blue Beetle did rebuild a new awesome suit for Booster Gold because his suit from the future was torn by Doomsday.
Right.
So Blue Beetle will
But
build.
they're like bros.
They are bros. It's completely understandable. Also, Blue Beetle recently just got out of a friggin' coma. So, dude's been busy. So I would like maybe dial it back a little bit, but I digress. So Guy Gardner is just walking through the streets, complaining, and he sees that there's some bad guys who are roughing up a shop owner, and he dives in to kick ass and take names, and the shop owner busts out a gun and scares the pants off of him, and he runs away. He comes back to Blue Beetle, and he's like, I also need the suit to be bulletproof because guns are scary. And Blue Beetle's like, anything else you want? You want it to like jerk you off or like make you a banana daiquiri? Like, what's wrong with you? This is how it ties into Emerald Twilight.
Right.
A ship enters the Earth atmosphere, and they're trying, and the occupant is like an alligator man that's trying to warn Guy Gardner about Hal Jordan's treachery. Yes.
This too makes me think of the stupid dog.
The dog man.
Yeah.
The dog lantern. Yeah. I love this. Well, because everybody who was a lantern lost their power, so they're just regular aliens and people.
But like,
They're all just folk now.
But yeah, all the cartoonish animal ones are friends with Guy Gardner clandestinely enough. But
Oh, the dopey ones.
Yeah. So this poor alligator man, he crashes through the windshield of his ship, and then he burns up in re-entry. And so Guy Gardner is clueless to what's going on in Emerald Twilight.
Yep.
So Guy Gardner tests his awesome new suit, his warrior suit, if you will, and
His second-hand
his
Booster Gold prototype.
It's a prototype.
Yeah.
But essentially, Guy Gardner complains because when he gets shot by bullets, he'll feel the impact, but it won't hurt or kill him.
Right.
So it's like, whatever. So he's like, okay, there's two things I want to do in this book. I want to get back together with my hot ex-girlfriend, who's never really was my girlfriend in the first place, and also get some kind of powers because I'm nothing without them.
Right.
So he got the powers back, so now he's on to patching things up with his ex.
Right.
But Wonder Woman shows up, and she's like, hey, you need to call your ex because Ice is having a hard time, and I guess love will save the day. So Guy's like, you got it. I don't even know where she is. Wonder Woman does. She tells him where to go. So
Yeah, which is the most inexplicable part of
why
this.
would Wonder Woman do that? Why would she betray this poor woman's trust?
Right,
and
'cause she's
tell-
like-
and lead Guy Gardner.
She's
to her.
basically giving him like bad news. Like, look, she's going through like some
really hard
stuff,
time.
and so she went away.
Yeah.
And here's where you can go find her.
Well, because she thinks like, oh, well, maybe Ice needs like, she thinks she needs to be alone. Maybe what she needs is like some loving.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure Wonder Woman thinks that.
Well, Wonder Woman does think that because that's what she does in this book. I mean, maybe Dixon thinks that, but that being said,
Right.
At the same time, when Wonder Woman shows up, Guy Gardner starts hitting on her.
Well, he's
I
more
mean,
like,
that's what he
who
always
wouldn't
does.
because she's here. It's
Yeah.
more like, hubba hubba, but that being said, I am interested in Ice more. Like, I know you're unattainable. Like, I can get Ice.
Yeah.
But, like,
We're just
I will,
having fun.
I will look at Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like, I'll check you out,
Yeah.
Because it's also, like, she's never on the Justice League anyway. It's like, I never get to see her. So Guy Gardner sadly uses a ship from the Justice League to fly to Ice.
Yep.
He's sad because he can't use his ring to do that. It's
Right.
clunky.
We're pointing out he's all different. His powers are all different.
Yep.
Things are going to be
Different
different from now on. for
Damn,
Guy
I have to
Gardner.
fly in this
Not in a
private
good way.
ship like a plebe.
Like an idiot.
This thing that I was given to me that any normal person would like kill to have.
Yes. So Guy meets
hate
up
him
with
so
Ice. Ice complains at Guy, like, "What are you doing
Where
here?
is she?
Leave me alone." She's in the Arctic.
Yeah, she's 100 clicks north of the Arctic Circle.
Thank you. Okay. I was like, I don't remember if it's Antarctica or the North Pole. It
Did
doesn't
she
matter.
bring food with her?
She has ice powers, so
She eats ice.
There's a lot of seals.
Yeah, and she
actually-
warns him to be careful of the seals, so she's not
Yeah,
eating
'cause
them.
those are her
Well,
food
yeah,
supply.
like she
Yeah.
can't have them running off.
they do fly. They do swim away.
Exactly. She's like, "Where's
Yep.
dinner
Damn
coming
it, I
from
was
now,
about
Guy?"
to hunt one of
And
those.
club it to death as
You asshole.
popular at the time.
Yeah.
So
and
anyway,
then make a coat.
No.
But Guy's like, come on, baby,
he
let's
needs
do
one.
this. And she's like, don't call me baby, it's demeaning. And Guy has like a moment of personal growth where he's like, don't be a misogynist for 2 seconds. Okay. And he goes, all right.
He's like, "I won't be it for right now, but like later on."
But later
Yeah.
I will be. 'Cause you like that.
I
I know
can't.
you do. But I love it because like he is every ex-boyfriend. Like he shows up, he's like, I'm gonna change, baby. It's all good. Like I didn't say
Yep.
baby that time. It's gonna be all right. And she's like, how can I know you'll change? And he's like, because I know that I won't, but you believe I will, and that's all I need. Because that's basically what he says in his internal monologue. And then he's attacked by militia, and she is knocked out by debris.
Yep.
She's
Immediately.
infinitely more powerful than he is, and way more interesting of a character. But it is a Guy Gardner book. But Militia knocks her out. And he's like, "You better tell your girlfriend to wake up to witness me kicking your ass."
At least she doesn't get hit by a seal.
Yeah,
The seal
Oh.
her.
but that's Guy Gardner Warrior. So far, I haven't seen a single warrior in these books, but hopefully we'll see the
He almost is when he tries to break up that confrontation.
Yeah.
Because he actually jumps right in there.
He jumps right in there, and then he almost gets shot.
Yeah,
Whoa,
and it's like,
quickly
oh,
get
no,
away.
that was scary.
That was,
oh.
yeah.
Like,
I
no, you
forgot.
witnessed,
but you
like,
were being a hero.
yeah,
for a second.
you were doing something heroic at personal risk.
Yes.
And you did it anyway.
I hated it. It was like it was so unnatural
Oh.
for him.
Oh,
I
I was
like
thinking
that.
about doing
If
this.
that's being a hero, I'm out.
So we've come to it at last. Here you go.
Thanks.
Tiffany, if you need, we have some gasoline in the other room.
There's some paint thinner you can huff,
That might help.
so you could explain this to us.
Just do a couple lines.
Yeah. Who's this by?
This This is Warrior, written by Warrior, with art by Jim Callahan.
publishes it?
Ultimate Creations. This is Warrior number 1. For those who don't know, there was a WWE wrestler named Warrior, who would later become the Ultimate Warrior, who wrote a comic series.
Yeah.
Can you call it a comic series? It's only 3
He
issues.
wrote some comics.
4.
4
That's
Christmas
Christmas
right.
special does not count. That's
did right.
mostly just pinups.
Called Warrior,
Yeah.
starring Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not the
No,
Warrior.
sorry, it's
No.
Warrior.
Warrior.
I want to.
At least he's on brand.
We would be remiss if
Yeah.
we didn't thank my friend Jason in Virginia,
Yes.
aka Proto Clown, for writing an article for imockery.com in which he completely runs down every issue of Warrior.
Yeah.
Without it, I would never know this book exists.
No,
I'm so
that's-
lucky to have had
This
it.
was sent to us though.
Yes.
One of our copies of this
of many copies we do own. Now.
was sent to us. We would have eventually found it. I don't know if we would have read it though.
No.
Necessarily.
I would have read the first page and been like, no.
Well, I don't know why.
Let's give it a chance.
Yeah,
We don't
all
want to
right, all right.
prejudge.
We're gonna go into what this book is about, but I'm going to preface
How?
you. I for some reason I had a feeling this was coming my way, so like I made sure I was really prepared today.
Okay.
So before we start, we're going to start the way this book does, and we're going to talk about a couple of things. One is Destrucity.
Distrustity.
Distrustity. Oh yeah, they spelled it.
Distrucity.
Distrucity.
Thankfully, it's pronounced.
Which the warrior needs us to
understand.
understand what this is, because it has 3 different definitions. One is the galaxy in Warrior where the terrain of Testament lies. All right, so we need to know that it's a location.
It's a place.
It's
Right.
a place. It's also the living of one's life in the way of a warrior, according to the Warrior's 8 disciplines. By the way, if you look at the back part, which I kind of glanced through, the 8 disciplines is trademarked.
Of course.
You can't use them.
Being physical, beliefs, moment of mastery, attitude, commitment, association, integrity, and wisdom. What do those mean? I don't know.
Well, you'll have to
if you
read Warrior
read
to find
every issue of Warrior,
You won't know anything.
he
you will,
You will
not
not
have
know
learned
anything.
a damn
No.
thing.
And the
the
last is the creating of a truce between one's destiny and one's reality.
Yeah, like it's.
So you need to understand that
Conflict
one word,
between reality and
I was
destiny.
taking 2 words and smashing them together.
yeah, one word somehow encompasses all of these things,
Yes.
instead of just having many
Yeah, well, I looked at the
words.
dictionary and I saw all these words have like 1, 2, 3.
whoa.
Yeah, but
Apparently a
they're
word can
usually
mean lots of
related.
stuff.
No, they're usually related.
Warrior's like he's like a modern day Tolkien because he really creates language. In this.
Kind
he
of.
does.
I thought that this book was like the worst TED Talk you've ever seen.
Yes. Yeah, it is essentially a big like manifesto.
Like that's like
It's like
Warrior wants to be a like motivational
Yes.
speaker,
Yep.
yes.
and he's not.
It's like a motivational speaker mashed up with like a self-help book.
Yes.
And a
And
comic
mashed up
book.
with like all the acid.
Right.
Yes.
It's a motivational speaker who doesn't have a point, but has ideas of where it wants it to go, but can't connect them.
It's basically like you're talking with someone who's really high all the time.
Yeah.
And they're insane.
But you can sometimes you get some nuggets out of the high person.
Yeah.
So this book begins with Warrior floating in this nebulous space in his like wrestling. I guess it's his. I really don't know.
It's
It
just-
looks like a wrestling costume.
Outfit, yeah.
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 And there are several individuals talking to us throughout this book. There is the warrior or there was Warrior's internal monologue.
Yes.
There was Warrior talking to us, and then there's some other narrator who's also talking to us.
Presumably the warrior.
The warrior at different times.
Possibly that's
maybe.
the ultimate warrior.
Oh,
Who knows?
maybe it's warrior after all of this happens.
Yeah,
reflecting
but
back on it.
what we find out is that like Warrior has left the world of lost souls, which is presumably Earth,
I guess.
and he's gone to this like dreams place
Yes.
where all that matters is self and the belief in self. And I guess because Warrior has so much of that, he is amazing here.
Right.
And so then we get this bizarre transitionary phase where like these like red and blue dudes like tear off the Warrior's costume. And then like the seasons go by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like lying there
Yeah.
for seasons.
For seasons
Yeah.
or minutes.
Well, because he's not
who
really on
cares?
Earth, so
it doesn't
like,
matter.
Yeah,
maybe seasons are 10 minutes.
Is
Yeah.
there time? We don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
They're metaphorical
But
seasons.
we do find out, now we're in the terrain of Testament, which we now know we're in
Destrucity.
Destrucity.
Thank you, yes.
Destrucity.
We're in
yeah.
Destrucity. So we know that we're there.
At least
We're
we know
there.
that.
Yeah.
We know that. And that he has a lot of questions and he needs them answered, but he also knows that his belief in himself will guide him, and so he just starts a run-in because it's time to get folked.
I'm sorry, what?
We got to get folked. And ever since I learned of this word, every once in a while I just throw it out there
Yeah.
because it is probably my favorite word that has been
It's pretty good.
created.
It's not bad.
Time to get folked, which is focused.
Yeah,
Oh.
actually, he does explain it in the
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then he goes on to say that he's got to jack a track, which means run.
Sure.
Yeah.
After getting folked,
He's got to
gotta jack
you
a
got
track.
to yeah, because he's like, he realizes he's probably in a dream or not, but like, you know what? I got to find out. I got to get my questions answered. So
I'll
he's
just start
seemingly
running.
what?
So I'll just start running.
Yeah, I'll
My
just start
answers aren't
running.
going to be here. That way.
over there.
Because he believes in
Just-
himself
yeah,
so
Just pick a direction
hard.
and believe in it.
He
and
knows.
Go, and
right?
it'll be right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he just runs until
advice.
like he finds a location where like he seems to have some sort of connection with it. And he realizes that like what is within him has to come out of him. And you're like, what?
sure.
But what it is, it's a memory. He needs to bring forth a memory. And then we see this like crazy moment where like this like bird-like symbol,
Yeah.
the
The one that
makeup
he paints on his
warrior
face.
wears when he's wrestling.
Yeah.
There's like a orb or a planet or something like that, and like we see, I guess, little warrior who looks like an adult man, but tiny, holding the hand of this like big burly guy with like a big like
Bushy
beard
beard,
and
yeah.
like
Yeah.
this like ripped Gandalf.
This manly man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like he's like, oh, I kind of remember it. And there's like a lake nearby, and he touches it because that's deep. and from it, like this ghostly Jedi image,
Yeah.
Force ghost shows up, and he's just like, oh, is it my father? And the ghost replies, yes, son, yours I have been.
I have been. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's like,
But like, why would
one
you
among
say it
many.
like that?
Because Yoda says it like that.
but you already said yes, son.
Yeah.
You've already
We
established
got
it.
Yeah.
Yours I have been. I've been
That's
there.
all you could have said.
Yep. I gotta talk like a weirdo.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta say all
that
these
you-
random things.
Feel that this is important.
Right.
And symbolic.
Give it wings.
That's the entire book,
Yeah.
man.
So,
Yep.
so his dad tells him that it's like, all right, so you're not,
not where
you're
you
not,
should
you're not
be.
the warrior, you're not the ultimate warrior yet.
No.
But you're gonna get there. It's okay. You're
Because
gonna
you have
make
belief
it.
in self.
Right? But
Right.
like, you have to accept the challenge of living because if you read the back a little bit of it,
Which I did not.
I read a little bit. Again,
How did you maintain your sanity?
I literally had to read like a little bit of a paragraph and then
At
I'd
a
go do
time.
some work and then
Yeah.
I'd go back.
You have to get good and folked.
I was so
it's
focused
exhausting.
that the warrior doesn't believe that there. I think actually it's the backup that he says this. Did you read the backup?
Oh, I didn't even know there was a backup.
I read the backup where it's like he doesn't believe that there are challenges in life. Life is the challenge. And so long as you face it,
Like, as long as you stay alive, you can.
you will find the definition of disciplines. That is,
Those are the Ada ones. Yeah.
Oh.
The 8 disciplines
distrucity.
of Distrucity. yeah.
Right.
And he's like, okay.
There's no escape from his words in this book
Or
because
Scorpion.
like it's
I would have. He should have shown up.
it starts like like in the beginning there's like a forward like everything is written by him.
Yep. Yep.
Ah.
So
His
anyway,
own forward, his own
His
own backup.
everything. So then, like, he's like, listen, but like people are they're gonna stand against you, and you got to fight, and you got to like, you know,
You gotta get folked.
You got to get folked. You got to fight, and you got to have belief in yourself. Which
Yeah, you gotta have distrucity
you wrote a
too.
book about yourself.
Yep.
You must have all the belief there is to have about oneself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here it is.
You held a gun to some poor artist's head and made him draw. You're in your madness.
I held these guns up to his head.
That's right.
Yeah.
I probably was
That's
gonna
just
pop
as
it
much
when
of a threat. That's yeah.
that's as scary.
Yep.
But like, you have to go through several. Who knows how many evolutions you have gone through? Because the warrior,
Yeah, evolution is
the warrior,
referenced
the
multiple
the
times in this.
man believes that he's gone through several evolutions.
Yeah.
And
Right.
he doesn't even know how many there are.
Right.
To get him to where he is now,
Which-
writing comics and being a wrestler.
I'm not sure if he's talking about like evolutions within his life or if he's talking about like literally no, like I've been many different things, like
Right.
reincarnated.
Yes.
Like,
All of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, he says that you have to give the blood of oneself. He becomes blood, and he's like, and then one day you'll be known as the warrior. You'll be
Okay.
known as you'll be known as warrior.
warrior. No these.
No the,
Right.
just
No
warrior.
ultimates. Just
So then, like, some, like, you know, be-robed, be-hooded dudes show up behind him, and Warrior sees a beautiful woman in the water, and he's like, oh, it's my angel. It's my spawn moment.
Yep.
It's,
Yeah.
there
My
she
Wanda,
is.
so he jumps in the water.
He jumps in the water for seemingly no reason,
Yep.
because
What are
he
you
jumps...
talking about?
She was in there. I gotta go
Jimmy,
get her.
he must do something incredibly important in the water, right?
I guess he gets folked.
Yeah. Again?
You can get folked all right.
No, like,
folked
literally,
up.
he jumps in the water, I guess, to get the drop on these guys. Which, if he just turned around, he would have gotten the drop on them because they didn't know that they were there.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, okay, my journey's begun. The student is ready.
He screams that underwater.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Swimming and he's
It makes so much sense, don't you understand? He's in a dream.
That's,
yeah, well,
You
yes.
talk underwater in a
Listen,
dream.
this
Yes.
is
Distrucity.
Distrucity.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, you
distrucity.
can talk underwater and distrucity.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, and your elders.
if you have
form in front of
distrucity,
you.
if you're
Yeah.
in distrucity,
It's
if you're
metaphorical.
experiencing distrucity.
if you're the other thing that was distrucity,
Yeah.
he leaps out of the water. He like just tears into these dudes. They too have like eyes that look like the symbol of the warrior.
Yeah.
He says it's on now,
It's on now. I'm gonna
and
kill
then
you
and then they have like a
for
sweet
being
fight.
here and
yeah,
looking
he like,
creepy.
rips one of their faces off.
Yeah.
Yeah. He uses
Yeah,
his
he
fingers
just-
under their nose and rips off their face. And like
The
that guy
whole
looks
face.
really upset. And for some reason that really rallies the other dudes. The other dudes
Yeah.
aren't like,
no.
that guy just got his face ripped off. I'm gonna go.
It's
Bail?
I don't care if I'm like a dream monster. I'm gonna
Right.
leave.
Yeah.
That's not cool. So then there's like the most onomatopoeia you could possibly have in 2 panels. And then the warrior just yells, enough. Nope, I'm all done.
That's
We're
it.
good.
I'm done.
We're
I'm
done.
done with this fight.
One
Yeah.
last guy tries to attack him. He backhands him, throws him into all the other dudes.
It makes bowling ping sounds.
Right, and then he tells them, like, you know, I'm gonna bring you face to face with being no more because that's so deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
oh,
so
better than just saying
kill
you're gonna
them.
kill them.
The idea of being no more, and then all those dudes like go away.
When
Yeah.
you say face to face no more, you mean that guy's face was no more.
Well, yeah, I
Oh,
mean
the other guy.
definitely. Like,
Well,
for
some of them
real.
go away, but there's a couple of bodies left.
Well, yeah, like, well, the ones that were dead.
Yeah, the ones
The
that
ones that
died.
were alive left. The ones that
Right.
were dead didn't
Well,
go
they didn't take
anywhere.
their brothers with them, or they all disappeared.
No,
Yeah.
screw that. And then, like, those Jews had, like, human hands, and then he, like, rips off part of their clothes, and they have, like, lizard skin.
Yeah.
And then he, like, draws the symbol of the warrior in them.
Yep.
And then he takes their blood and makes them into ribbons, and then he puts the ribbons on his arms.
Wait. How does he make blood into ribbons? By foking it?
Well, the blood turns into ribbons. Like,
Yeah.
he dips his hands in their flesh and then holds it there, and the blood becomes
As
ribbons.
it drips
Yeah.
out of his hand, it becomes
Yeah.
ribbon, which then gives him, like, a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which will be the costume that he wears when he's wrestling in real life.
Right, and then, in a synchronous moment,
Which is literally what he says in the book.
in a hospital someplace, we see Warrior is in a coma.
Yeah.
And there is a beautiful woman over him in his bed crying. And in like 6 panels tells us that she can't imagine my life without him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
It's clearly this woman has no purpose without Warrior.
Right,
Yep.
and you're like, oh, that's the end. But no, it's not, because there's one more page where there's like a dude holding an orb where we see the comatose warrior, and he just says, believe this.
What?
No, it's the cool ending line of an action sequence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, this man never appears in another issue of Warrior
He just,
again.
that's it.
He's not referenced. He never appears. Just this dude, this begoatied man shows up.
Yeah.
Like, believe this to you, the reader.
Maybe,
and then disappears
maybe
forever.
he's the narrator.
Oh.
I was gonna say maybe that's Jim Callahan.
Nope, that is not Jim Callahan. No.
I thought he was going to be the antagonist.
Yeah. Nope.
Right? Nope.
No, Ethan, there is no antagonist. There's
Life
only
is the
life.
antagonist.
And you just have to keep evolving.
Right.
Did you read the backup where
Yeah.
like the warrior like
Warrior.
saves this woman who is like it's like it's as though the 50s and like there are like a bunch of hooligans who call her a half-breed and throw rocks at her, and then like she has her own demons who tell her that she's really bad at everything,
Yeah.
and then like she takes a bunch of pills to kill herself, and then Warrior Ghostly shows up and like brings her to the Warrior University where she can learn. I know we didn't do this justice because like this is one of those books that you have to.
Experience for yourself.
You
There is
pulled
so
way
much-
more out of that book than I did. I could not follow anything
You're not
in the
supposed
first
to.
2/3 of it
What honestly,
all.
what helped was reading like a wiki about him as a person,
Yeah.
and then reading a little bit of that back stuff where like he's slightly more cogent, but like he's still out of his mind, and then from that is able to extrapolate what this was probably about.
Right.
I like it without the context because I think it's just. You know what this is?
It's just sentences with no meaning.
Oh,
or
well, no, I mean,
coherence.
like, I'm not gonna
And
address
then
those.
Every so often, there's a line that I'm like, okay, I understand what you said there. Everything around it
Well, everything he's
is the
saying
ramblings
is
of a
Well,
lunatic.
and isn't that
Yeah.
sort of brilliant? It's like you've gone to Destrucity,
Yeah.
and occasionally you're just floating through the void, and occasionally
Yeah.
the warrior comes and gives you a little anchor
Yeah.
as you go on your journey
Yes,
Yeah.
a weapon of wisdom, if you will.
into madness.
It's an interesting depiction of a descent into madness.
Right.
Yes.
It's
Because
actually, I think,
I was
pretty
actually
accurate.
feeling it as I was reading it.
Yes.
Yeah, like I felt like I was going insane.
well, because it's like
Yes.
you question your knowledge of words.
Right.
And,
I
like,
read-
how they go
I would
together.
read
Yeah,
balloons
no, I know
over
how
and
the
over again.
English language is supposed to work.
Like, what did he think he was saying?
Right.
Yeah.
First, what is being said? Okay, that's not.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But let me
is
put
he
myself in
trying
the
to say?
mind of someone who would say these things. What are they trying to say?
And then it's like,
I will
are they
say-
saying it right? Do they even know if
Well-
they're saying it accurately?
when Ethan was doing this, he did, put me in like a what was it, a throat locker or something.
I did a tombstone or a DDT or
suplex.
something. A suplex.
He's like, Ben, I gotta get in touch with the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he suplexed me.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I love this line where it's like borderline dodgeball. Where he says, "Follow me, you bastard. No one spills my blood that vanishes. I will seek you out."
Yeah. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Now, Ben, you also found some information about this book as well, right? Like, because who would draw this and why?
They're like more talented than they should have been.
I agree.
Like,
And it's like, and this is the emblematic of everything wrong with '90s art, but also it's the perfect choice for this book. But also, who the hell is this guy?
he wrote a thing in the back.
He did.
As it turns out, Jim Callahan knows Warrior and is good friends with him.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He has to be, right?
Because,
Yeah.
how else would you agree to do this and
Yeah.
believe in it?
You know what's great about Jim Callahan and his relationship with Warrior is it falls apart by issue 3. And when he does the next issue, number 1, it's in black and white, so they couldn't afford color by that point. Number 2, it's drawn by somebody else. And number 3, Warrior has an entire manifesto he's written in the background that's just the insane rambling of somebody who resents and is angry with Jim and threatens his life.
Oh my God.
It just completely falls apart. And
It's like a wrestling storyline.
yeah, but for real?
But it happened in his life.
Yeah.
You didn't do me justice,
Maybe
Jim.
once you go into the wrestling lifestyle, you really can't get back out.
Yeah.
Well, this guy certainly couldn't.
No.
No.
I
love the picture
feel
of
like
him
they're not all like
Yeah.
that.
here.
It's actually kind of amazing that he's in it at all, because I really like how if you don't know who the Ultimate Warrior is, then this book is just complete insanity. I mean, it already is, but
Yeah.
because you know about the ribbons and the face paint, and,
Yeah.
and if you watch anything about him on YouTube, you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like if they made a Macho Man Randy Savage book.
Yeah.
But,
Well, no.
But Macho Man Randy Savage sold Slim Jims. Like, you know
Yes.
who that character
Well,
is.
and I feel like Macho Man Randy Savage is like all of them. Like, he's in on it. I feel like Warrior is the guy who's
Who
not
believes it.
in on
He
it.
straight up is not. He thinks, like...
No, like
yeah.
wrestling saved his life,
Yeah.
and for
Yes.
him, that is his church.
Yeah, like, if
Yeah.
it weren't for wrestling, he would have been shot by police. Like, because he thought he was, like, a 4th century Babylonian warrior.
When
talks about it.
he was 12 years old, he had an imaginary friend. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. Was it a bear?
He doesn't.
No.
No.
I
name.
started to read about
It
that.
has no name. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
12.
Yep, 12.
Well, I'm sure he was a lonely child.
Yeah.
Because he had all this stuff in him. And this is when I started to feel sad when I was reading this, because I'm like, this person has a lot going on in their head, and they cannot express it.
No.
Even when they are able to, like, have their own comic book published and they
given
can
an opportunity.
say whatever they want
Yeah.
in writing, like, he still can't do it.
Right,
No.
but at the same time, if everything in your head that you've written down is what you truly believe, and in life, you eventually become a wrestler on display for the world to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of achieved that. That's really your only outlet.
I feel like no one who has a stable life and childhood becomes the ultimate warrior.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not sure if it was a stable life, but he had this, he describes it, a belief from when he was young
Yes.
of what he was going to, like, achieve, the greatness that he was going to do.
Yeah.
Because he believed in himself.
And the
Well,
fact is,
he
like,
thought that was his destiny.
yeah,
Yes.
and the fact is,
His
for
density.
for his life, he got into a ring, was cheered and adored by, like, thousands, if not millions of people.
Yeah.
He had action figures and monuments made to him.
Yeah.
You know, like, he kind of got it.
Yeah, by most measures, he achieved greatness.
Yeah.
And he wanted
Of
to
a
give that
kind.
back to other people by being like, here, this is how you
how I
achieve
did
it
it.
like I did.
Yeah, and it turns out you can't communicate that.
No, it's
somebody
cool.
else.
Listen. You just.
I mean, there's probably a small percentage of people who read this and were like, yes!
I doubt it. I don't think there was enough people who actually were able to get the book.
I said there's a sum,
Yeah,
like maybe
We're
3?
talking 3 max.
I feel like.
I think we're talking about like 13 people who read
Tell us in the comments down below. Did you get it?
No.
Or did you read this book and you're
Don't.
like, yes,
Or
this is
do.
for me. This speaks to me.
Then they're not watching this channel.
I feel like the thing you take away from this book is to get good and folked, rip a person's face off, and make some blood ribbons. Like,
Yeah.
that's the key
That is...
to destrucity.
yeah.
When blood gives-
you,
when-
you cracked the code.
When life gives you blood, you make ribbons.
Yeah.
yeah, and like an eagle mask thing.
Also out of that blood.
No, that was from the lightning.
Oh, make that from lightning. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
When life gives you lightning, make an eagle mask.
And
when
gold
life
boots.
gives you dead bodies,
You make
Make
blood
ribbons.
ribbons.
make ribbons.
Yeah. But always have a hot girlfriend.
Oh, definitely. Make
Definitely
sure
Yeah,
your
that.
but
boobs
like
are at
you
least
can't
as big
actually
as
see
your
her.
head.
You have to
Huge
dive in the
muscles.
lake to get her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
And
not there.
do all the steroids so you can get the big muscles to get the hot girl.
Right.
Yeah. Believe this.
Believe this.
Believe this.
Will do, Warrior. So which one's the good, the bad, and the... I mean, like, obviously the Warrior's the good, right? I mean, like, clearly the best
If
one.
the measure of the good is which one has the most belief behind it
Well,
and
which is never the
self-delusion,
thing.
it would be that one.
This is really hard to pick a good.
I think I gotta go with Guy Gardner.
I think I have to go with New Warriors.
I gotta go New Warriors.
Okay.
I'm also going New Warriors.
All right.
Yeah.
The art in this book is egregious.
Yeah.
In Gardner?
Yes.
Oh, it sucks.
No, I agree.
I can't abide it.
No, and I also like.
It's hideous.
It's such a pointless book.
It's
Yeah.
so pointless.
It's such a pointless
There
book.
were moments after the first third where I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Right, like,
but
no, like,
they're
Guy-
just moments.
Do you know what got me about New Warriors? That guy shot himself.
Yeah.
They let him do that.
See, no, but
I was like,
no,
holy
they
crap!
could've stopped him.
What,
They were
what destroyed it
heroes.
for me was we get the page of the reactions because obviously the comics code you can't show him shooting
Yeah.
himself in that.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but then he doesn't die. They're
Well-
like, oh, we pushed his brains out.
Right,
Let's get
but
okay."
he still did it.
Right,
like,
but they still reacted
usually
to it like
they
he died. Like it could have been more weighty if he had just died.
well, he did technically. And they're like, okay, wait, how do we fix this? And,
Yeah.
that's like a very teenager thing to do.
I
Like,
agree.
oh god.
Oh, just put it back in.
yeah, but the hospital says that he's not dead, which
Right.
is not like. I
Well,
think you,
not
I think
everyone who
it's a
shoots
half
themselves in the
measure.
head dies.
His heart is beating, so they're probably saying he's alive.
Yeah,
there might
yeah.
be some brain function. But on this one, there's no plot.
No. Well, the plot
Guy
is
Gardner gets his
we
suit
get
by
him-
He gets his
bullying.
suit.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Yeah, he
But-
gets it by being Guy Gardner.
But the
Blue
thing
Beetle.
is, everyone
Beetle.
reacts the way they should. Like Guy Gardner is a complete character. Blue Beetle reacts to Guy Gardner in a completely
That's true.
understandable way.
That's true.
Like no women have any respect for him and his behavior. Like everyone is.
Ice
consistent.
has a little too much respect for him.
Yes.
Ice is a fool.
And kind of so does Wonder Woman. I was
Wonder
like,
Woman
true,
is
yeah.
just like, well, Wonder Woman just doesn't have time to deal with. She's like, okay, Guy, whatever.
Why doesn't she
I don't
just
even work
not
here.
say anything at all?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fair. I agree with you.
She's there to like further the
It's
plot.
Not, it's not good. I'm not saying that I like it.
see,
Yes.
you know what's funny is last time when we were talking about
The Guy Gardner Reborn.
no, we were
story.
talking about Green Lanterns. Kyle Rayner. I was like, I don't like
Rayner.
him as a character,
No, but Guy, but he's
but I
gonna
can,
go
I can,
someplace.
I can accept this book because it's well written. I hate Guy Gardner
no.
and I hate this book.
Yeah.
I can't separate the
That's
two.
fair. All
So
right.
it's New Warriors.
All right,
So-
all right. New Warriors wins the good. The
What,
bad.
what did Ben say?
Oh, I said New Orleans.
he
you said
New
New Orleans.
It
Okay.
actually has a plot. They're trying to accomplish
Yeah, there's, like, something
Night Thrasher's
happening.
actually like trying to research things.
Right.
Things are happening in
I
it.
like the art better in New Warriors.
The
Obviously.
art is way
Also
better.
Exactly.
It is real boring.
It's
Oh, yeah.
It's well, the thing is, and I mentioned this off camera. Fabian Nicieza has the unenviable task of writing probably, I think, 25 books a month during that period.
Right.
So, but at the same time, if you think about it in that way, it's actually more impressive because like a story happens.
Right. He's able to get something out of
a
it.
book
He's able to
out.
move the plot forward.
But yeah, no, I agree. The question is, which one's worse, Warrior or Guy Gardner?
Warrior.
Warrior.
Warrior's
So
a
hang on,
disaster.
hang on.
Warriors-
Hang on, hang on. I'm gonna pitch something else here.
Okay.
This is the bad. This is not anything. This is its
I mean,
own
this
thing.
is a ringer. Like, honestly, I'm like, this,
no,
this isn't
this
fair.
you can't, no,
This book isn't even
this
coherent.
is so horrible. It's almost come around the other side.
Right.
Because it exists, and there's just something fascinating about
the
The
this.
fact that the fact that we're here reading it on this show.
No, like,
It's the room of comics. I
It
think
really
it's fair to say,
is.
because
there's
because the
something-
delusion is there, the money behind it is there, the vanity project
Yes.
is
But
there,
I
it
don't
has all the criteria
like it.
checks, all.
There's
I
I
don't
some-
even like
you hate
not.
the room too, so that works
No.
out.
Yeah, there's
you
like
hate it for
something
every fundamental
weirdly
reason.
like beautiful about that this thing came together.
Yeah, like it's amazing. Well, and also if you keep reading Warrior,
Which I'm not going to.
you need to because the next issue he actually wakes up from his coma and can't finish the F word. It's amazing. But like,
that's right.
Yeah, but it just gets worse, and he forgets what he said in the last issue or the last 2 pages, and so it just gets worse, and it gets more dumb and more insane.
Right.
And by the time that like the artist goes, I've got to get off this crazy train, then it's like, oh my god, like it's like when Peter in the room is replaced by the other guy.
Oh my God.
Like, because they have to replace the artist. There's so much about this that makes it just so fascinatingly awful.
It's like a train wreck.
It's a train wreck, but like, and it also, it's, okay, there's a very big difference, I think, between this and like, let's say like a self-published comic that someone, who like just decimated their savings account needed to tell. Like I've seen 1,000 of those books.
Yep.
And we're not going to do those on this show because
No.
none of them had a wrestling career and the finances to make a professional grade insane vanity project
Only thing I'm going to
Yeah.
give this book, the only thing,
is a wrong box recommendation.
is the fact that for like the 90s art that's in it,
Right? It's as good.
it's solid.
Yeah, no. This poor
Yeah.
man is attached to this book.
If you look at the Fathom
Time was
books,
spent.
Right, yeah, or Aspen books or,
or
whatever.
Aspen
yeah,
or whatever
Fathom
it was,
Comics, yeah.
this is it.
Right.
But it's a guy this time being shown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all muscly and like nude.
It's literally.
He's not nude though.
He's
No.
not,
No.
but he might as well be.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, but we
He's
don't
mostly
get like
nude.
the good stuff. It's
You could tell he wanted to draw himself nude or have himself drawn nude, but it's like,
It would have been very distracting
It's-
because
it's
his
like-
dick would have been like the size.
Yeah.
of
You've been
a
like, why does he
tree.
have 3 legs? I don't understand.
Yeah, and it's like one of them is distrosity.
It's so folked.
Fourth is the fourth definition is my penis.
yeah. What really bothers
What
me
you don't
about
understand
this
is
book,
that he only has one leg and the other leg is.
Jesus, it's just, it makes me sad. It makes me sad because like this
I know.
person is like damaged.
Yeah, completely. It's
Right.
the execution of.
Then
the
again, he
damage.
has a wrestling career and.
A successful one.
But when you talk about like, oh, how someone spent like all their money to make it, like I don't know that this isn't that.
No.
Because wrestlers aren't like rich.
No, but
usually.
this comic isn't like. Yeah, I mean that's fair, but they made multiple issues.
They did, and then like the artist went away,
Yeah.
And probably no one was buying it.
And it didn't. And it wasn't colored later. And yeah, he definitely lost a ton of money on this book.
So eventually, probably someone just talked him out of being like, "Look, no one wants
dude, you got to stop."
It's a ringer in every sense of the word, in terms of like, there's nothing in the wrong box that's like this, or as bad or terrible or delusional or like indulgent. It's all the worst. If you want to talk about the art as well, because like, let's divorce
talk about
this
the art,
from the writer, and focus on the artist, because this is all of the things people criticize Rob Liefeld of doing, but without any of Rob Liefeld's cachet.
Well, the feet are way better.
Yeah, we see them first of all.
Yes, but it's literally everything that they blame Rob Liefeld for doing wrong, they're doing.
Right,
All
but
right,
are
the
they
muscles
doing
have
it
hard
because?
edges.
Then that's one of those things that you blame Liefeld for.
Right, like
because
did
it's like,
Liefeld inform him, or did he get informed
Right? Is he
by
just
Liefeld?
copying Liefeld's style?
I mean, I think he definitely is, because there are a lot. It's like it's like a parody.
Yes.
It reads like a parody of Liefeld's worst qualities, because not every panel in X-Force or Youngblood looked like the worst of Liefeld's capabilities, but every page and panel of this is the worst thing that Liefeld could do. And so it's like every panel is a joke or a play on what Liefeld was doing.
except there are feet.
But also there are feet, because even he isn't gonna not draw them. I just think that's kind of amazing.
Look, you want to be a warrior, join the army. This guy became a professional wrestler.
Right.
He doesn't know anything about being a warrior.
No.
Period.
Yeah, end of story.
End of story.
No,
for
that-
me.
Nothing is more
it's-
evident than the narrative
Those
here.
people use guns.
Yeah, no, I'm
want
saying
these.
don't pity Tommy Wiseau. Don't pity the warrior. Just laugh at it like the rest of us. It's insane.
It has to be more than that.
It's not. I promise you it isn't.
It can't be. Life can't be so random.
I mean, I'm sure there is some kind of subtext within the pages about how, like, clearly, nobody writes this who's completely secure
I
in
mean,
himself.
No.
In the very least, he has a good relationship with his father.
Well, yeah,
Does he?
Because he's a water cloud ghost.
I
also
assume his
who's
father's
also ripped.
dead.
He also talks about it in the back.
he does?
When he jumped out of the window wearing a homemade cloak because he thought he could fly, willing himself to do it, didn't happen. His
You mean he
dad
didn't
like
fly?
Yeah, he didn't fly.
No, he did.
He did jump out the window. He just didn't
Damn.
fly.
I didn't want to surprise you. He's Superman,
Oh, that does not make me feel good.
right? His
Yeah.
dad like picked him up. It's like, it's okay. You were just wearing the wrong cape.
Oh,
Like
that's
that's
not a
No, you lied to him.
that's really sweet though. It's very sweet. He has like reverence for his father.
Yeah. No, that's. Yeah.
Now that makes me sad.
No.
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 You already said don't get sad. He wrote 3 books.
Yeah, it's a stupid thing that is just a vanity project. But like, he put a lot of himself in this book. Every inch of this is warrior.
It's
From the 900 number.
It's like you're embarrassed reading it.
Yeah,
that's what it's. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's what.
What was
that's,
the word?
I get an extreme amount of Fremschaden
Yeah.
reading this.
Yes, the
Yeah.
sensation of feeling uncomfortable for someone else's action.
What's funny
Yes.
is I have more of that when I read the beginning and the end notes.
Yeah, you don't read the
him?
notes. You just go read the book.
But if you read the notes, that's where I feel that more
Yeah.
because
like,
that's
oh.
him. But like in here, that's like this is a story or
it's
whatever.
a story, and it's not his biography.
Right.
No.
Well, it's just the writing is so bad.
It's
Yes.
insane.
It's like
Yeah, well, it doesn't even. I don't even think it's cogent.
Thoughts
like
are
and he's like-
poorly connected.
he's
Yeah.
trying to like
Articulate,
sound
and
like
He's trying to sound deep
Yes.
and meaningful.
Yeah.
yes, and he's just
and
so
he can't
not.
even demonstrate English.
I don't know if you
properly.
noticed, but there's no editor on this book credited.
I did
Yeah.
see that.
Of
yeah.
course not. Why would there be?
How could
Who,
there be?
who would take the job?
By the way, they say
Word
if you say
salad.
his name 3 times in the mirror, he comes and takes
This
you to
is-
electricity.
Oh, please don't.
Don't do it. Well, once you do it, you look in the mirror. This comes back.
Can't he just kill me?
No,
No,
he's gonna make sure
Electricity is
you're.
a place
He's
you
gonna
have
make
to
sure
go.
you're good and folked, and then you're going to
He's
electricity.
gonna poke you.
without enough belief, you'll never get out of there, Ethan.
You just need to make your own blood ribbons. You were saying word salads?
Oh yeah, this is the definition of word salad.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
it's just
Textbook.
it's just throwing shit into a blender and spewing it out
Yeah.
and stringing it together. It's
Not only
nonsense.
Not only do I nominate for the wrong box, I think this should be like what the wrong box looks like.
yeah,
I think-
we should
I think
make
we should
copies
name
of
the
this
wrong
and just put
box
it all around the wrong.
Monstrosity.
I legitimately can't
Right, because
can't?
it's just so horrible.
I can't because it's like it is so bad. Like for me, it comes at that other side where it's like The Room. I get an enjoyment out of it,
But The Room is still a bad movie.
but
though.
for all the wrong reasons.
Yes.
Like I enjoy it because it is insane.
But I need to distinguish it. It needs to go in a place where there is nothing else that, because all those books that are in the wrong box that we have that we don't really talk about very much.
Yeah.
Is we put something that's just so uniquely terrible.
Yeah.
And each one is a
Exactly.
testament
Yeah.
to failure. And this is absolutely.
No, it is. And
is.
I think
You
my-
might still enjoy it.
This is the
but
most
it's
erect
still
monument.
a testament to
I
failure.
think the reason I have a hard time with it is because it is so singular.
and so personal.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, Curse the Spawn, the guy's just like, this is what the
You don't
kids in
think
Hot Topic
Curse
are
of the
like.
Spawn is personal?
no.
No, Crow is personal. Curse the Spawn is stupid.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like there is that level as well.
Yeah. But
There's
is
also
terrible.
a level that it spawned a fantastic article, which has given
That's
me
true.
so much joy.
Yeah.
That's true. But
Yeah.
I'm not
But the
saying-
long
I know, I
box
can't.
itself,
We're
I
not
would
just-
argue, is a fantastic article, which
I
has
agree.
brought joy.
No, I know, but I'm saying that's what I can't vote for
That's
it.
fair.
It also gives
well.
me the word folked.
And you got the word folk.
And you got
No,
the
no,
folks-
he gave you the word folk.
He did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm putting it in.
It's long box.
But the article does say, like, you know,
Boxer.
after getting good and folked. And like that phrase.
Oh, you use that. Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, you're going to use folked.
Stop trying to make folk happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not
He
going to
uses, I
happen.
think he continues to use it.
He does. That's the one thing that actually carries over
Is
throughout
that
it, is
the-
Justrucity and
And
folked.
folked. And how folked you can get.
Yeah.
Eesh.
It is horrible.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful trash fire.
Yeah, we're
It
never-
burns all the colors.
I promise we're
and
never
you
gonna
can't
do it
help
again.
but look away.
We won't do any more.
Sal
Warrior.
almost did all
Thank you.
three. I was like, do
I was
not
like, let's
do
do
that.
all three Warriors.
Oh my god.
I was like,
which
no.
was the good? I mean, that would be a more interesting comparison because it would be like a fair fight.
Yeah.
Except for the last book wasn't colored.
No, it doesn't matter. But that's so
It
funny.
fell so far off.
Yeah.
That it's like, I can't
That's
even
so
get
fascinating. So, that's why they exist, like, but as a threat.
That would have been an episode of Madness.
Yeah.
Like, I would have hated you for it.
I actually
I
thought we were
couldn't have
going
done
to
it.
lose
I would have. I could barely finish this
Yeah,
book.
I really thought we were going to lose him for this one. Because we've done that before, where you've done books where you're like, I almost quit the show. And that was written by, and some of them were written by like real comic book writers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think makes those so egregious for me. Is that
Right.
those
so
are
you should know
You've done better. You know
yeah,
better.
those are
paid you to
professionals.
do
This
that.
guy's never read a comic book in his life.
Yeah.
And he made one. That's kind of amazing. You know what?
I
Maybe
assume
What are you talking
he
about?
loves comic books.
I assume he loved comic books.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a superhero
That's
where he
true.
thought he could fly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Maybe actually, maybe the 8 pillars aren't too far off. Well, get your
Tell us in
copy
the comments down below. Are the 8 pillars far off?
Yeah.
What are-
Have you been to Justrucity?
What's the weather there? Are
What's
the seasons as quick as they say?
the level of folk you need to achieve Justrucity?
Maximum
How
focus.
folk do I have to be to get there?
Or how folk do I need to be to not get there?
This much?
This is so bad.
We actually never got an answer
Jesus
of whether
Christ.
this is in the wrong box.
No,
it
is.
Oh, it is?
It
Okay.
No,
is.
did you vote for it?
I didn't get to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say we should leave it as a question. Be like,
No,
it's
no.
such a quandary.
No, it's
Okay,
No,
Ben
it-
abstains.
I-
Me and Sal say it is.
It
is.
should
That's
be.
2
I
to
agree that
1.
it should be in there, but I do think it is so
It needs-
unique.
It has
It is
distinction.
unique.
It has to go someplace else.
Well, the thing is,
It's funny because I feel that way about Curse of the Spawn as well. Not that it shouldn't be in there, but it's just like this one stands apart.
But for
that was
me,
the
amongst the
inspiration.
other
so my
books.
issue with Curse of the Spawn compared to this is that came off of a comic book.
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's a
Oh,
spin-off.
Like,
it's
there's
totally
zero-
different. It's
No,
totally
it-
different from
for-
this, but
for-
it's also totally different to everything else
Yeah.
that's in the wrong
I
box.
promise you, if we had done this first and not Curse the Spawn, this would have been the thing that created the wrong.
Right, right.
It's just that, like, Curse the Spawn was first. But this, it's its own thing, but its own
thing.
epically terrible thing.
Yeah.
It needs to be in a place that's separate from everything else.
Oh yes,
Right.
but like it almost has to
here's
be
the thing.
separate from them
Maybe
as
create a
well.
promise-
warrior box
There's no. There's nothing
for,
so bad.
for books that like
This is just going
elevate
into
themselves
Justrucity.
out
Yeah.
of the wrong box by their sheer
Hey,
belief
wait,
in themselves.
if we ever have a redemption episode,
Yeah, I will not put Warrior
can we
against
call it
anything.
the Trial of Testament?
Yes, absolutely. Oh no, that's done. That's
Oh wait,
canon.
I'm sorry. It's the Terrain of Testament.
Terrain of
Damn
Testament.
it.
That's
He does have a
see,
trial
we
or
can't do
something.
that. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
The Terrain
The
of
Trial of
Testament.
Testament would make
make
sense.
sense, yeah.
Yeah. No, this is the Terrain of Testament.
Hey folks, welcome to the Terrain of Testament, where 3
Well,
books
No!
It's a
get
different
a
show.
That's why I was saying, oh,
chance
never mind, we
to-
can't do that.
Yeah, where
It
Yeah.
has
three
to
books
be.
go in and only one leaves.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a cage match.
It's never
Yeah.
going to be the Warrior.
I like
It's
that.
trapped in the box
Yeah,
forever.
no, Warrior will never be a thing. We lost Ben.
I feel like Warrior is always going to be
bad.
the last thing that, like the ones that are redeemed will go up against.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, can they defeat the
just ended.
warrior?
Can
All right.
anything defeat the warrior?
I won't stop if you want to keep going.
No,
we're
no,
good.
no.
We're done.